Hi guys, welcome to My Exam with Sam. I am Sam, and in this video, you're going to learn what the examiner is thinking when they check your Part 2 writing task, your essay, for grammar. Now, this video is video number 4 in this series. In parts 1, 2, and 3, you learnt about task achievement, coherence and cohesion, and lexical resource. If you're watching in the My Exam with Sam free course, then all of these videos are together for you. And if you're watching on YouTube, then I encourage you to click the link in the description and go to the My Exam with Sam free course, where you can find all of these videos together completely for free with all of the resources that you need. So let's have a look in this video at what the examiner is thinking when they check your essay for grammar. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, you will need to read the essay. So I will show you the different parts of the essay now, and you can pause the video, read the essay, and get familiar with what Akmajon has written in this essay. If you're watching on the My Exam with Sam free course, then remember that you can download the essay and use it on your computer. You will also need to download the IELTS Task 2 Writing band descriptors from the official IELTS website. The link is in the description. So let's have a look at what the examiner is thinking for grammatical range and accuracy. So this is your grammar in this essay. Firstly, I want to know, what is the balance between simple and complex structures? Are there lots and lots and lots of simple things? Or do you have some simple and some complex things? Or do you have lots and lots of complex things? Now, I think that in Akmajon's essay, we actually have something really impressive here. Almost every sentence is at least an attempt at a complex sentence. So even in this first sentence, for example, we don't just have news organizations are identifying people in the public eye as their main topic. We don't have that. We have this short phrase at the start in modern times to introduce the sentence. And we have this list that gives us some examples. So even in this very first sentence, we have some attempts at complexity. And we actually have complex sentences in almost every sentence. For example, here we're continuing the sentence with consequently, and we're introducing a second phrase that gives us more complexity in this sentence. So when we're talking about the balance between simple and complex structures in Akmajon's essay, we have a tendency to attempt complex structures. Now, they're not always accurate. For example, this if statement down here incorrectly uses will not in the second part, but we have an attempt at a complex structure. So that is really good. So we got a balance that leads towards complex structures, and the accuracy is not always correct, but mostly correct. I would also like to point out at this point that when I'm assessing complex structures, I'm not just thinking about verbs, because there are some important parts about verbs in Akmajon's essay. For example, he uses a nice passive construction, there's some modals that he uses, and these are all great things, but I don't want to overemphasize verbs because complex structure is more than just lots of different verbs. Complex structure means that your sentences do not just have simple parts. It means that there's always more than one part in your sentence. For example, this sentence, Diego Maradona, a well-known football star emulated by millions of people, turned out to be a person addicted to drugs. Now, this is not all accurate. Turned out to be the person addicted to drugs. That phrase is a little bit inaccurate, but we have a complex structure because we have the introduction of the person, then we have a description of the person using two passive constructions, and then we have, finally, the verb phrase that introduces the action in the sentence. So complex structures are not only about verbs, they're also about giving extra information in your sentences. And that's something that Akmajon does in almost every sentence, even if it's not always accurate. In the grammatical range and accuracy section, the examiner also wants to know about your punctuation. In Akmajon's essay, his full stops and his sentences are generally very, very accurate. His use of commas is sometimes accurate. For example, in this list, he uses commas perfectly, but he sometimes uses commas after words that introduce consequence. So here, we do not need a comment. And later, in this sentence, we also do not need a comma here. So sometimes the commas are accurate, but not always. It's nice to see an attempt to use a semicolon, so a piece of less common punctuation. It's not 100% accurate, but it's nice to see an attempt here. So the accuracy of the punctuation is generally pretty good with one or two mistakes. Let's have a look at the band score that I could give Akmajon here. Remember, his target is a band 7, so let's have a look at the band 7 part of this mark scheme. So uses a variety of complex structures. I think we definitely have a variety here. We perhaps even are starting to have a wide range of structures, so more than a variety, a wide range. Produces frequent error-free sentences. Now, unfortunately, this is not really true. I think that perhaps we are closer to a band 6 here, where we make some errors in grammar and punctuation, but they rarely reduce communication. That means that you can have mistakes, and Akmajon does have mistakes, but I always understand what you mean. And I do always understand what Akmajon means in his essay. So I think that for his errors and for his accuracy, we're probably at a band 6. So already we have a bit of a division here. We have perhaps a wide range of structures from band 8, but we also have the errors that rarely reduce communication from band 6. So has a good control of grammar and punctuation, but may make a few errors. I think there's more than a few. The control of punctuation is good, and that's probably a band, well, a band 7, yes, maybe the top of a band 6. So we have some parts of band 6, we have some parts of band 7, and we have some parts of band 8. I think that the balance here is a band 7. So in this essay, I think that we can give Akmajon a band 7 for his grammar band score. Now there's one final part of this little mark scheme that I created, and that's to give Akmajon an overall band score. So we said that he was a 7 for each part, which means it's easy to give him a 7 overall. To summarize what we've seen in all 4 parts of this series, what was good this time? Well, I think his use of paragraphs was good this time. There was a clear idea in every paragraph. The range, the flexibility, and the style of his vocabulary is all really good and a very impressive feature. For his grammar, there's also some really impressive stuff here. There's this tendency to use complex phrases and to attempt complex phrases, even if they're not accurate all the time. That's a really good point. And for his coherence and cohesion, those pronouns that he's using, the this and the one, those are really impressive features of his coherence. and also contribute to his complex grammar phrases. So those are some things that are really good this time overall. What could be even better? I think there's two things that could be even better here. The first is the general progression of the essay. So I think it would be even better if the introduction introduced the ideas that he will talk about in the essay, and then the paragraph 1 and 2, if they very clearly had reasons and small conclusions, and then that final paragraph was the main conclusion. I think that would really help create a much clearer general progression. I also think that to move more towards band 7 securely and potentially even band 8, the accuracy of the grammar and vocabulary needs to improve. So those are the things that would make this essay even better. A better general progression and a better accuracy. In terms of next steps, now this is something that Akmajon could try and that you could try also at home. Try this. Try doing a Google search for the important terms from your essay. So something like celebrities negative impact children. Now, in this case, you're going to find lots of IELTS questions because this is an IELTS writing task. But you're looking for native English websites that have articles or essays on the same topic. So this is a native English language website, and it has an article on the same topic. Now, I would encourage you to read the article. If it's too long, maybe just read part of it. But I think that reading all of it will really help you understand the coherence and cohesion a lot better. But if you don't have time, don't worry. Just do what you can. Because in this activity, the objective is really to improve the accuracy of your grammar and vocabulary. And you're going to do that by stealing some grammar and vocabulary from this essay. So read and understand the article, and then find some vocabulary that you think will really help you to explain ideas in your essay. For example, imitate the actions of others is a really good phrase that you could use in this essay. So make a list with maybe 5 or 10 examples of phrases that have good grammar and good vocabulary. Make an effort over 3, 4, or 5 days to really learn that vocabulary and to learn it accurately. That means writing it down many times so that you can really see it and get it in your head and get it accurately in your head. And then you could either correct Akmajon's essay, so edit it and change it so that it includes some of this high-level vocabulary, or write your own essay under exam conditions, try to remember this vocabulary, and try to include it in your essay. Then, when you check your essay, check the accuracy of your vocabulary. Do you have the exact same phrases, including the spelling that you took from this article? So that's one little activity that could become the next steps for Akmajon, and that you could also use to improve the accuracy of your grammar and vocabulary. So that concludes our final video in this series about what the examiner is thinking when they're checking your Part 2 writing task. If you've been watching on the My Exam with Sam free course, thank you very much, and I will see you very soon in another video. If you're watching on YouTube, then I really encourage you to go to the My Exam with Sam free course and sign up so you can get all of these videos and all of these resources together in one place completely for free. I will see you all very soon in another video. Bye guys!